Hi Libra, hi Bird. All right, welcome to this place if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. So, Libra, I had a busy day. I finally feel like back on the horse, which feels really nice. But I also know that when I do that, I sometimes go a little bit too far, like tucker out the horsey a little bit, and then, but you know what I mean. So now here we are, and we have enough energy, so let's just jump right into it. We'll see how far we can go before we're tuckered, right? So how you're coming into this reading is this really pretty card with two Kit Kats on it. The Wheel of Fortune, just as fortune. So there must have been some change. I'm sensing some kind of change recently. It's like a change of perspective on a situation. It's maybe some clarity came. Absolutely. When whatever those changes have been recently, happy birthday, by the way, belated birthday. Those seemingly are, I feel like that's in a good position. I feel like there's good energy around work too. Especially if some of you kind of took a break from work, or like took a break from wherever you were putting a lot of energy into something, and actually like rested with that. That's I feel like that's was actually beneficial to the success, right? I think your lessons lately through Libra lens has been being accepting of the title of success, or like of the feeling of success, because you already had it kind of physically, right? But I actually see that the physical manifestation of something can, and the feeling itself is something that's growing, not out of conceitedness, but like out of like an awareness. Like I heard you're allowed to win, you know. Actually, we've been talking about this since this summer, right? Okay, so your center energy right now, you, is this meditation card, the Four of Cups. This touches on like more Egyptian expression, so let's look at it that way. This Four of Cups can be a card of great comfort, actually. You know, it's an equal amount of emotion. Oh, I like the energy that's coming off of this. It's really soft, but it's not cold. I'm picking up on Sagittarius's reading. Hey, Turkey Vulture. Oh, they're going to bed. Yeah, look at all of them. Wow. Oh, thanks, Libra. I haven't seen this in a while. Beautiful. Do you want to see them? Hold on. Maybe we can catch it. Hold on. Let's see. Just a second. Where are they? I mean, maybe it's just for me, but... Can you see it? No, it's like hidden behind the trees. Wait for it. Do you remember when we saw Sundog? I think we were wearing a leather jacket, and it was like, you know, if you're in a rush, then you can go on, get out of here. And maybe that's what this read. Okay, we'll leave it like that. So let's make sure we got our power. Laughter is a really awesome way of rejuvenation, right? So right now, again, a time of meditation. Let's move along. What's the challenge right now? What could possibly interrupt? Do you have a challenge? Is more of a question. So you receive the card of Justice. Scorpio, was it Scorpio? It doesn't matter. We won't compare. You're your own person. Everyone has their own karma, right? And oh, some of you still feel like you owe something, but I feel like you paid it off. There's a debt you paid, Libra. Awesome. Because, okay, when justice shows up, this is your energy, right? So your challenge, I guess, would be yourself, would be purely, basically yourself. I mean, I guess when justice arrives, we always have to be prepared to receive, like, the reward or consequence, if you will, of the conclusion of previous efforts, right? Now, of course, this can be immensely peaceful, and I heard justifiably. Oh, there's so many. And a hawk. Oh, there's so many. Well, let's talk about this for a second. Well, turkey vultures are about cleansing, right? But they're the Aurora Cathoris. I believe that's how you say it. It's the golden purifier. So it doesn't kill anything. It doesn't hurt anything. I mean, it may do things that other people don't like, but it itself doesn't hurt anything. If anything, it just cleans it up. You know what I mean? It makes it better wherever it is. And there must be something where, again, I feel like more of the challenge kind of lies in the fact of, like, there's something that you did clean up. There's some kind of, like, good, I heard goodness that you deserve. So maybe it's something like that needs to be adjusted. That's looking down at your feelings, the High Priestess. Well, I guess the question is that I heard a person asking themselves, what do I deserve? You know, a lot of times that word's put in a very negative context, right? Like, you deserved it. And sometimes we do deserve it, you know? That's life. It teaches these great things. Scorpio talked about that this month. But, like, what do you deserve? In that inflection, and that feeling is different, right? And that's what I feel like a person is asking themselves. Let's see mentally what's happening to kind of... Oh, the Queen of Swords. She's always on point. She's awesome. Do some of you have a thigh tattoo? Some of you have red hair? Too. And then Judgment. So we have the card of Independence and Judgment. So I heard, devil, you can't come near me. Okay. Sometimes that's all we got to say. Someone's not willing to sway off the path that they're on because they know it's the right path. They know they do deserve to be in the loving arms of life. I'm also seeing like this, like a man with their arms open too. I feel like you have some psychic powers to like what's going on beneath the surface as well. Like there's some deeper knowing in you, Libra, about like what's dangerous or not, or like what is healthy or not. Like I feel like a person's not willing to even want to combat like no, the Four of Swords. It's like a person's peaceful. They know what they're dealing with. You know what I mean? They know what they're dealing with. Now, judgment is usually about making some kind of judgment call. It's also, the swan energy is very loving to me. It can withstand really cold water, and it's actually incredibly strong and loyal, right? And with this Queen of Swords, this is your energy. It's showing me a person that's really on point and that has an ability to, again, make appropriate judgment calls. Because sometimes Spirit does it for us, right? The universe is like, here, now here's a situation to deal with. Excuse me for scowling, I was focusing. But this is kind of like an independent choice too, where it's just like, I heard, no, I know I'm protected, like I'm safe and loved and protected. I don't need to trip about that. You know what I mean? Because I guess there's something down in the feelings with this devil here. It doesn't feel like your devil, though. I don't know how to explain that, but it doesn't. It's like, it's almost like a separated fear. But this High Priestess isn't moving about it. She's just like unfazed or unscathed or whatever. Unfazed is more of it. She doesn't even have to get into the situation to figure out whether to be scathed or not. She's just like unfazed by whatever it is. So if a shadow comes up in this time, say during meditation particularly, when you're trying to, like, I heard, clear your emotional state with your mind, because that's probably how you do it, right? I feel like you'll be able to face a fear, maybe in relation again to, let's see what your next step is. The Hierophant. Oh, maybe some of you are afraid to be, like, are some of you afraid to be married? If you're Pluto and Libra generation, you just might. Pluto and Scorpio too, probably, but commitment, right, in that long-term kind of sense, sort of. But either way, your next step is to learn. Let's see what you have been learning about. Oh, the Works card. Beautiful. This is about your own courage expressed in the physical world. Okay. Oh, there's such a, you know what, I guess part of what the challenge is like, it's an interesting challenge, but it's almost like, I don't know if it's exactly humility. It's more of like this, it's humble energy. And then I heard some say, I don't want to, hold on a second. I heard, I don't want to have to worry about what someone thinks about me. And you know what's interesting is the High Priestess, which is your emotional state, and then the Queen of Swords is your mental state. Both of these are like, I am who I am. I heard my decisions are sound. Right? High Priestess in the emotional state means that a person's really in tune with how they feel. They're very conscious of the light and shadow. So is Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is not a softie. She had to go through a lot holding that big ass sword. Having to let go of all those things. Having to make those big decisions. And learning how to do it independently. And I heard for you, particularly independently of your family. Because I guess this is one of those things where it's just like, okay, I heard I'm allowed to win. Let's see what your next learning lesson is. I heard, do not be deceived by the works of others. Do not be deceived by the works of others. You will have a test in the future, Libra. There's an animal spirit around you too. I heard the fox will tell you the truth. The fox will tell you the truth. And I heard, do not deceive yourself. The thing that the test I believe that you'll have in the future is whether, oh, how do I explain it? Is to trust yourself. It's to trust, but it's to trust yourself. I want you to trust yourself. I mean, you got the devil down in your emotions. So to me, with the high priestess, that means this is a person that knows they know their shadow. Again, they're not swayed or scathed or even willing to participate with that which is like toxic. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, no, I'm not playing with that. So again, there's kind of a bookend test, but in the center, so there's things going on around you on the edges that are not true. And I guess that's why some of it, I don't feel like this has to do with you. This is the Queen of Swords. Again, this is you and Judgment. It's like, this is a clear awareness. High Priestess, very clear. Judgment or Justice, even very clear. And because I believe of this shift of perspective or whatever was seen before, it helped you to be more confident in where you are and whatever decision making is going on. Because I guess it's one of those things where, like, sometimes we have to make a judgment call, like, who am I going to be? I know it sounds fucked up, but probably especially the Libra energy, but like, who am I going to be generous to? What am I going to be generous to? Because we only really, like the beginning of this reading, we really only have so much energy, right? And so I guess don't pay attention again to the works of others. Maybe this is about comparing yourself. Or again, worrying about like what somebody else thinks about what you're doing. It doesn't matter. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Perspective. Perspective. Which is this, that's how it all, that's what has been happening. And like, because you can always put yourself in someone else's shoes. But I heard not everybody is going to do that to you. And so this is why sometimes you have to be very clear in where you're at and what you're willing to put up with. Like what your rules are, right? And being able to put yourself in another person's shoes is beautiful. But remember, with energy transference, you want to be cautious of that, because it's like, I heard, don't let anybody throw you off your game or like, again, sway you from the path, even if it's to stumble. Pileated, how do you say that? Pileated woodpecker. That is a very hardworking bird. And it reminds me of the reading we did where you and Aries were on the same day. Was it teamwork, and it was success, right? You can, I heard someone say, you can do it. You can do it. So actually, if you happen to lose confidence for some reason or another, then just rest a little, try to meditate, drink some water, right? I heard, take care of yourself like you take care of others. I'm getting all full tingles on my body when I said that. That's what makes you more reliable too. That also helps you to know who's on your team, right? Because, oh, this also reminds me, this Six of Discs in what you're afraid of is like some people, somebody, I don't know, I guess this could be you in some sense, but it's feeling more positive. Let's talk about it again. It's like somebody is like afraid of karma, like receiving karma, but I actually see that the karma that's coming is good. But there's a test in holding steady and good boundaries with that which is, I heard, good. You know, it's reminding me of when like somebody proposes to someone and then like it goes all the way to the like their wedding day. And a person, like, even though they get to that stage and they're like, can I do it? Like, can I? And it's just like, and then I keep seeing this person be like, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah, there's like, I'm seeing like little bouquets of flowers. I heard, you know what it is? I think some of you this month have to kind of protect yourself a little bit. In ways of like energy that's on the outside of you. That if it happens to be frictional, just be conscious of it and then just come back into center. Because I heard you're worth it. I heard I'm allowed to sit here. I'm allowed. This is my chair. This is my chair. Yeah, some kind of negative perception of something shifts in a better way. It like, again, it gains a new perspective. Like maybe something that had a negative connotation doesn't anymore, or some kind of negative, whatever the negative was, it doesn't, it's not even diluted with necessarily with positivity. It's diluted by like, how do I explain that? Through peace and quiet. Maybe it's through non-engaging, you know, like, and I feel like some of you have a mantra, or there's something like, I heard you're allowed to, someone's allowed to compete. Or how do I explain that? And someone was asking themselves, am I ready? Am I ready? You know, there are lots of infinite games in life where, like, you don't have to, there's no killing of anyone and you get to win. You know, you don't have to knock anyone out to win. You can just play the game and win. 23. Just know who you're playing with, that's all. And please believe in yourself as a king or a queen, whoever you are. You are sacred, you know, you were made by the sacred creator, which makes you a sacred being. And I heard you get to experience all the different parts of life. There's so many beautiful choices in that. Yes, choices in the Lover's card. And maybe with the one last thing, the justice being in the challenge too, I guess there could be some changes in relation to your one-on-one partnerships. And I guess that can always be approached, well, I heard correctly, creatively, as well as creatively. Never destructively, though, right? If you know you're coming at something from love, I pledge allegiance to love. And love, thank you Pisces, love only. Thank you for being here, Libra. I'm glad we did this right now. I didn't think I had quite the energy, but once we were in it, we got a little zip. And thank you for participating and exchanging and being open, right? This reading wouldn't flow if you weren't open to it. And I'm so happy. This card, these two, interesting. These two cards were in that Patreon, the third reading. For the 1111. Yeah, I see some really stable relationships. Maybe that's it. Some of you, it's like where life has steadied itself a little bit, and that could be one of those things like, do I deserve this? It's so good, you know? And of course you do. Of course you do. Okay. I thank you for being here. I hope this was helpful. Yep. It's always a pleasure. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you later. Peace out.